Hi. Yeah, so I've heard of something trending that marriage hubamba mafala. But I wanted to break down this statement. So if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Daisy Haindi. I am a counseling psychologist, a wife. I have had a lot of success stories on childhood trauma and relationships. So I have a keen interest on helping people navigate childhood trauma that goes hand in hand sometimes with relationships. So welcome. Let us break down this trending topic. If you've been on TikTok, you have seen this recent trend that marriage is a scam. And I thought that it would be important that we talk about it because I feel like such statements sometimes are personal opinions. And why we're having this conversation today is so that we can be able to demystify this topic that marriage is a scam. So is marriage really a scam? Such statements, especially if they land on the wrong hands or on people who would like to have healthy relationships, it ends up discouraging them, or it makes healthy relationships look like they are unachievable. These statements come from personal opinions, and it could be also from personal experiences. So, number one, what you saw around as a child in terms of marriage. So, for instance, how you looked at your parents in marriage. I'd give an example, a mother figure in this case, in a marriage that was abusive, and she stood through it. Or you saw your dad being abusive or not being present, then it could make you feel like marriage is a scam. Also, past experiences like heartbreaks or relationships that did not work could make you create this way of thinking that makes you feel like marriage does not work. But I must say again, our experiences or what happened in the past does not always affect the future. So even though you saw parents in relationships that did not work, or you experienced an unhealthy relationship, does not mean that that is your pattern of life or it has to continue like that. Sometimes the society influences our thinking. How people talk about marriage and say that marriage does not work, marriage is difficult, marriage is challenging, could sometimes create this way of thinking where we feel like marriage cannot work or does not work. Some tips to help you shift your mindset. Number one, rightfully blame. Instead of taking past experiences to be your own, putting the right blame to the right thing. So for example, your parents' marriage did not work. They all played a role in it not working. It does not mean that your marriage will not work. When we personalizing is taking very external events and making them our own. It makes us sometimes create limiting beliefs, or it makes us have the negative way of thinking. So number one is to rightfully blame. Point fingers at the right people. If it's your ex who was unhealthy, or if it's the marriage that you've seen that did not work, it does not mean that that has to be your experience. Number two, work to heal your wounds. So if you have childhood wounds that came from marriage, or you have been married before that and ended up maybe divorced, or you have been in relationships that did not work and they left you pained, it's very important that you can be able to address these wounds. And addressing these wounds could mean seeking professional help. It could also mean just trying to process the pain that came from these relationships with the help of someone who is professional. Number three, also in shifting your mindset, is also just surrounding yourself with good things. And by this I mean, if you're looking to have a healthy relationship, then you also need to listen to people who are already having healthy relationships. Be in friendship groups with people who are in healthy relationships. Number four, I would also like to say that it is very important that we prepare well for marriage. And preparation for marriage entails a lot of things, and that means sometimes it involves seeking support, sometimes it involves openly having conversations with your partner. Marriage is something that needs to be prepared for effectively and well. And that also means that aligning in expectations, aligning in your goals, talking about finances, talking about your backgrounds, so that once you get into marriage, you have well prepared for it and it does not become extremely challenging. I thought I should share. Those are a few tips that maybe you can use to help you create a mental shift. And I think a mental shift is very important. Marriage is beautiful, I must say. When two people become one and come together, they can grow very fast and they can support each other. Marriage can be for companionship and for love. We are social beings, and it's important that we have healthy relationships.